How to get off the rock? Listen, in a way, Canada, we're on a rock also. And there's actually nothing distinctive about Canada. We're just Canada. So we could sit here and complain all we want, just as much as you guys, but we still all have the same problem. So, how do we solve it? Kids around the world are looking for something different. The Jamaicans have had an edge on that on everyone for a long time. But people are getting tired of it. You know, there's something special happening, more soca bass or a little something different. There's certainly a movement coming out of Africa. You can use the fact that you guys are different as your leverage. And the reality is that great music finds a way. Like, it's incredible, guys. Great music finds a way. And so if you write the right song, it'll go. It'll go. You just have to write it. And you have to not underestimate how much hard work it is to write a good song.
Whether you're using SoundCloud, whether you're using YouTube, whatever methodology you choose to use, don't just put crap product out there. Make sure that if you're going to put product out there, it is your very, very best. Because what happens, of course, is if you put, say you have 5 songs, 4 of them are crap, 1 of them is good. I go listen to your one really good song, and then I go searching for the rest of your stuff because I'm like, oh, I want to hear more from this person. And then I go, and the rest of them are nonsense. Immediately, I'm like, yeah, do they just have bad judgment? You know, maybe they're not really good singers, or maybe they're not good songwriters, and all of those things come into play. So for me, when I say to people, and it sounds cliche, write a good song, it is cliche, but it's true. And so for me, first and foremost, what I try to encourage people to do is really work on their craft of songwriting.
Not only is it about getting content, it's about being consistent with the content. Because I can speak to my nephew who will talk to me about, my nephew doesn't want to put me onto Bobby Shmurda, right? For example. My nephew's like 12, okay? And it's like, okay, puts me onto Bobby Shmurda, and like 2 days later, it's like, next, what's next? So it just kind of shows you how fast things move. And it's hard. It is definitely not an easy thing. So, but again, going back to the whole thing about investing in yourself, really at the end of the day, that's, in my opinion, is super important.
And the reality is that we're not owed anything. We have to put that time in, we have to put that work in. So, to kind of sound off on what they were saying earlier is that you gotta be consistent. You gotta put that work in. You gotta, no one owes you anything. You know what I mean? We gotta, every day, this is our dream. There's no great grandfather that's gonna come and give us money and just bless us. One day we will become successful. I mean, some people, it does happen like that, you know what I mean? And there are people like that, exceptions to the rule. But I believe for everyone out here, myself included, is every day I get it, I remind myself of that, is that I'm not entitled to anything. There's no reason for me to succeed versus someone else. I got to put the time in, I got to put the work in like everybody else, So I would say if there's one thing I could say and add maybe to what they're saying is you got to get rid of our Barbadian entitlement mentality, and it's very strong in Barbados. It's something that has been passed on. It's just something that we have to be very conscious of and aware to break.
And it's good to have a sounding board. It's good to have somebody who is a musical sounding board, not just your best friend. You need to have somebody who really knows music, who knows song composition, and can give you, and even if you're a songwriter, it's always good to bounce ideas off of a fellow writer, off of somebody else that maybe has a little bit more experience than you, and that can point out certain things and help you to be able to tweak your songwriting skills as well. So that always comes in handy. I would advise that whenever you get the opportunity to be able to perform, to hit a live stage, do it as much as you can. Practice. I cannot tell you, rehearse, practice, rehearse. Practice till you get sick of practicing and you tired practicing, and practice some more. Because that's the only way. You have to be able, you're honing your art. This is yours. This is your talent. My talent is my talent. Your talent is yours. Yours is yours. It's your talent. I cannot hone it for you. You gotta do the work.
Today, okay, our panels are only halfway through, and I've already learned as a songwriter how to handle my financial business before I even start writing a song. How to go through the process of, just approaching people about writing, co-writing, because it's, still very sensitive. I've learned, oh my gosh, what else? I've learned that you don't try to make moves on Spotify as if you're Taylor Swift when you're not Taylor Swift. Like, it's really important to just realize where you are, what you want to do. Tips for how to perform on stage tomorrow night. Simple things that other people take for granted, like eye contact. And I mean, personally, I got some advice on where I am in my career and what I want to study business-wise. Like, we're all over the board. How important is image? How important is content? Like, everyone on the panel has stressed the importance of content. And I don't think anyone is going to leave this room today without learning something, even if they weren't sure that they wanted to know the answer to that question. Some people didn't even know that the question was important to them until someone else asked it or someone answered it on the wayside. I mean, we have really strong women in here. We had AME in here, and we have Vivian Barclay in here. We have Universal Canada reps, and it's just Honey Jam. We have everything, right?
All right, Honey Jam has been a perfect way to get knowledge out to the public, getting it to people who are artists, songwriters, producers, anyone who wants to be part of the music industry. This has been the first way that I've seen in Barbados where people can come together to be able to actually gain that knowledge, be able to ask questions, and be able to put their perspective also on the industry and touch on the problems that they are and solutions of ways that they can actually grow as an artist, as a team, as a production. And it definitely has added a little bit of substance to what's actually happening in Barbados at the moment, for the better of Barbados and for the better of the music industry here.
Always take it for granted in a negative way and a positive way that we are from Barbados, and more in a negative way that we were born in Barbados. We say, I need to be in America. Maybe I was in the wrong place. Maybe God meant for me to be in England somewhere. If I was in England and they had these opportunities. But isn't the same God that loves people in England, isn't he the same God that loves you here? I mean, I don't know. It's just my opinion, you know what I mean? So does he make a mistake? Did he place this person in England and place you in Barbados and it was an accident? No, I don't think so. So there has to be a reason you were here. And if you understand what that reason is, and we start to plug into that, and we start to understand the uniqueness, the difference, and we start to accentuate those things, I think that's something that we can use to our advantage.
There's so much competition out there. Yes, it definitely does come down to music at the end of the day, but in terms of how often you're putting stuff out, but at the same time you also have to be very strategic with what you put out and making sure that the product is dope.